Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Truergy, also known as Byron of Sidious. This is a storyteller's perspective, and on this one, touching upon video games, which I've been an enthusiast of for a long time, since I was a kid playing Pac-Man, Pole Position, and Donkey Kong on the Atari 2600. I'm an old man, what can I say? And while I have not kept abreast with the current day, latest and greatest games, because I don't have a good PC, gaming PC, and I have, frankly, other obligations in my life that I tend to much more seriously and attentively than video games. Even my leisure pursuits tend to start with an approach of books first. Gaming comes behind. Even I have managed to stay abreast of events in the gaming industry and seen most of the folks whose live streams I partake in, they touch upon video games and the games scene and industry and events. There's plenty of folks who live stream their gameplay sessions who theirs is the material that I tend to casually watch when I have the rare opportunity to actually watch rather than just listening in. For the most part, when it comes to streaming, I just listen while I'm at work. I pop an earbud in and I go about my duties. The rather popular roguelike deck-building game Slay the Spire 2 has come under a recent spate of fire because it has recently been brought to the gaming public's attention that one Miss Anita Sarkeesian, the liberal, socio-political, geopolitical, feminist activist who was dead center in the middle of events back during the initial Gamergate fiasco, was employed as a consultant on Slay the Spire 2 by Mega Crit Studios. This has resulted in a deluge of people refunding the game, removing it, uninstalling it, and it's suspected review bombing it. And it's a strong suspicion, I would say, yeah, probably people are going ahead and doing that and letting Megacrit know they are deeply unhappy about this, as you can see in these tweets. Okay. As you can see from that first screenshot taken on my X feed, the account Manga Lawyer noted that Sarkeesian herself recently said that she has been bringing herself back into working in the video games industry, kind of moving around in a quieter, shadowy kind of manner, that her approach has shifted from loud and overt to kind of skulking around the edges and the periphery to try and get herself back into working full-time in the video games space. Which brings to mind the question for some folks. I've seen a small handful of folks asking genuinely out of they're not certain what to make of it. Is this an example of people engaging in cancel culture? Telling Megacrit, fuck you, we no longer want your game, we're going to refund it, we're going to tell other people to stop buying it or promoting it, we're done. To the point where, because she was photographed at GDC, Gamer Development's conference, talking to the folks who worked on Claire Obscure, I can't remember the rest of the title of the game, Expedition 33. Because she was photographed with that dev team, There's no conclusive proof that she has worked with them or is going to work with them in the future. But people are already calling out to Sandfall Studios and warning them, don't work with this woman because of what she did in the past. And so there are some folks who are genuinely grappling with, is it right to say that nobody should work with her anymore? I would answer or respond with the following. She and her ilk, for over a decade, have used every instance that they could lever like a crowbar of advantage for anybody sociopolitically or geopolitically, ideologically disfavorable to them or in opposition to them, even if it's polite opposition, to completely dumpster them. Get them removed off of projects, get them fired from employment, get them removed from polite society altogether in any and every way possible. These are the tactics that she and hers brought to the field in the culture wars and said, this is what we do. Return fire now is happening. That is what's occurring. She got caught out for still getting involved. Now, is it possible that she did consult on Slay the Spire 2, and part of why so many people were taken aback by her name showing up in the credits for consultancy is because the game didn't seem to show any overt signs of the sort of thing that she promoted for years. Remember, this is the woman who got up in front of a room full of people and said, everything is sexist, everything is racist, and you have to constantly point it out. Is she still doing the work, like the folks at Bridge say? Thank you, Kirsche Vestal, for making us aware of the rebranding of DEI nonsense, the sort of thing that Sarkeesian draped herself in the cloth and armor of back in the day. Is she just moving forward and evolving like some fucked up kind of Pokemon, getting a whole new set of moves and maneuvers to try and shank you in the kidney as soon as she can? Or is she genuinely trying to turn over a new leaf and still stay involved and have a career in the video games space without pushing so hard that ideological messaging? Possible, but I doubt it. This strikes me as just an opportunity for her to try and build and pad her CV so that she can go to other companies in the future and say, look, I worked as a consultant on this very successful game. Look at how many copies it sold. Look at the early reviews. Look at how positively people responded to it until they learned that I had worked on it. Then they review bombed it. Then they refunded it because they were canceling me, taking my work from a decade prior and judging and denigrating this game and the development team based on my past. I thought you people were against cancel culture. No, that's not going to fucking work, Miss Sarkeesian. We have learned through pattern recognition over the years that what you and your Marxist subversive types tend to do is rebrand and shift yourselves like chameleons. The problem is you're a lot like a different type of creature. You're not the reptile or the amphibian in the scorpion and the frog. You're the fucker with the stinger. It's in your nature. It's what you do. And we know better now. A couple of years ago, I might have been a lot softer in my approach and response and thought maybe she is trying to redeem herself. But you've never offered that grace to anyone you've dealt with on the opposite side of things. Why should they offer it to you at this point? There's a difference between offering grace and forgiveness and saying, we'll give you a chance to prove that you're not still that thing. But we tend to believe you still are. Cheers.